Thank you for rejoining. Now the command is executed successfully. Now I can see the reservation system image registered in the Azure Container Registry. Now we are going to create an instance to run that image. So to do that, I'm just going to create, I go to the containers here, and the way we saw the option for container registry, now we are going to create a container instance. This is where the actual container is going to run. So I'm going to reuse the existing resource group we created. Now I'm going to provide the container name. So in this one, we have a hotel system instance, and UK South, I will keep it. Then the image source, actually we have taken this from the Docker Hub. So I'm going to select the Docker Hub. Then it's actually because we customized now, I'm going to make it like a private. And for the image URL, we need to paste it here, which is the command we used here. So this is the registration name, and the rest of the CO and the registration data. So I'll copy this and specify the image URL in the registration. Then we need to provide the login server name and registration username and password. So now from here, this is the username. The login server is this. And the key. So the remaining basic configuration is enough. I'm just going to create this instance. So once this validation done, within the networking, we'll just enable port 80. So in the networking, I'm going to enable port 80 TCP. In the advanced tab, we register policy restart policy always, and then I'm going to keep it blank. So let's create this. See, in today we done 3 exercises. In the first exercise, we explored how we can deploy Docker desktop in our local laptop, and then we downloaded the container image from Docker Hub, and then that image we run it in local. Then the next exercise, we try to customize that image, push our code into that container. That's also we explored. So third step is actually same as the first and 2, but instead of running locally, we are doing that in the Azure. So once this is completed, we just simply need to run the container, and the way we run it locally, like localhost/API/reservation. Now we are going to provide the fully qualified name going to offer from this container. We'll copy that container name and place it into our URL. So if we want to show here, once this instance is created, we just need to replace this, and then we are ready to run it. I don't know how much time it's going to take, but this is the first time I'm running, so probably please bear with me.
Karthik, while that's running there, just a quick question from me.
Yeah.
So in this case, you've got your container registry as well as the actual container instance itself, both running in Azure, right?
Yeah.
Is it possible that your container registry remains in Azure, but you use some kind of an on-premise, like a Kubernetes cluster or something like that, to actually run your container, but it still connects to the same container registry that's running in Azure?
I haven't explored, but let me come back to that before the next session.
Okay, sure.
But this is more of like we registered for reusing in the Azure, so that's why container registry we are registering and then reusing in multiple container instance. It's more of like a
Yeah.
what do you call it, like the serverless concept, right? Like we don't worry about the underneath infrastructure, but your question is registering in the Azure but running in local.
Yeah, so I'm guessing that I'm pretty sure there must be possible, because your container registry is basically a register of all the different container templates that you've created, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you're putting all your container templates essentially into your registry, then there must be a way that you can connect to it from, I mean, in this case, you've connected it from an Azure instance within Azure.
Yeah.
But if you're running your container instances on-premise, there must be a way to use the same container registry and pull the containers from that registry again.
Yeah, you can.
So I'm
I
guessing
think.
that must be possible.
Yeah, I believe it is possible, but it won't be like running in Azure. It is going to, again, the way we pull it from Docker Hub, same way you are going to pull it from Azure. Okay,
Right.
so
Yes.
so deployment completed. Now we are going to collect the fully qualified name. That is the one we are going to replace with the URL. Refresh. I think we can also, until we get this, we can also try with the URL. Let me try. Yeah, it works with the URL, but normally we should copy this fully qualified name. It's still taking some time to populate. Not sure why this is taking time. So basically, once you got this fully qualified domain name here, we just need to copy and replace with this IP address. Then you'll be able to access, because we enable the port 80, so you can access this. So by this, we are completing the exercise 3. This completes the today's topic. And if you have any question, then we can discuss that today.
Thanks, Karthik. This is really helpful. I just pasted in the chat window a hybrid environment architecture. So it looks like it is possible to run it, but it's saying you need a couple of other services as well to use that.
Okay.
But no, thank you for this, Karthik. It was really a really useful session.
Sure. I think let me stop the recording and